Good evening, everybody. Uh, this is recording number. This is my fourth recording, my fourth YouTube video, and like to let you know that I produced one last night. That's a chronicle of the restoration I did on a 1943 Dodge weapons carrier that I bought in 2021. Took me 3 years to restore it, and I kept track of all of the sequence of restoration. And I put that all together last night, put it on YouTube. Take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. But what I want to talk about tonight is Minnesota. That's one crazy place. Uh, First of all, I'm not quite sure why anybody want to live in Minnesota. Uh, I think you got to be, in my estimation, because I've lived on the West Coast all my life. I hate cold weather. I hate ice and snow and that kind of stuff. So, you know, in my opinion, you have to be one brick shy of a load to want to live in that kind of condition. Uh, but that's just me. I wouldn't live there. But I'm watching all this stuff on TV, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's a lot of folks there that are one brick shy of a load. There's no question about it. When you attack a federal law enforcement officer dressed in tactical gear and equipped with all kinds of things to hurt you, that's not real smart. So I don't know why you would do that, especially running at one of them with your car. That's a good way to get killed, and she did. She got killed. And the guy that was supposed to be a nurse showed up a couple of days ago with a 9mm weapon on him with a round chambered and 2 magazines. Yeah, that was real smart. And you won't make that mistake again because he ain't going to get no deader. So that problem's over with. But I don't understand how the state of Minnesota uh, attracts so many. Minneapolis attracts so many people prone to be criminals and fraudsters. I mean, okay, so if you're a duck or goose or if you're a waterfowl, if you're a waterfowl, where are you going to hang out? You're going to hang out on a lake or a river, right? So I think the same goes for fraudsters and criminals. If it's a friendly environment for you, then that's where you're going to hang out. If you're a criminal and you engage in criminal acts, and the local law enforcement and the local government, and the courts, just slap you on the wrist and throw you back out on the street, that's a good place to ply your trade because there's not very much interruption. A couple of days, they catch you and you're out for a couple of days and you're back to work again. Stealing, whatever you're doing, selling drugs, whatever you're doing. So I guess that answers my question, why there are so many of those folks there, because it's a friendly environment for them. And it's not surprising when you watch and listen to Tampon Tim. It's it's I that guy is like, he's definitely not the sharpest tool in the box, and he's definitely got some really weird ideas. I remember his wife saying during the 2020 riots that she opened the windows in her house so she could smell the burning rubber from the riots. Folks, that's like I don't even know what to say about that. You want to smell the burning rubber from people burning down your city in the state where you're a governor. Uh, you got to be as dumb as a stack of hammers to think like that. I mean, that's not even right minded. So yeah, I understand now. You stop and think about it. You talk about it. Says, okay, I got it. That's why it's all going on there. And I'm going to guarantee you that all those Democrats, it's Democrat-run city, Democrat-run state. I will guarantee you that out of that $18 billion in fraud, I will guarantee you that the Democrat Party and the Democrat politicians in this state ended up with a hell of a lot of that money. And they were more than happy to turn a blind eye to it. And I'm talking about Keith Ellison, the Attorney General. I'm talking about the governor. I'm talking about the people in the State House. I'm talking about the why do you think that Mayor Fry, Small Fry, why do you think he is so happy and so friendly with the Somalians? I think if you looked at his income and his lifestyle and what goes on in his life, you probably see a good indication why he is so friendly with them. Because those guys figured out how to make that money flow back to them. Okay? All right, you can run a fraudulent daycare over there. Make sure it agrees with my palm, and I'll leave you alone. I'll make sure the police don't bother you. Just make sure some of that gets in my palm. Okay? That's how that all works. That whole state is rife with fraud. And that's the politicians and police departments, everybody. Everybody's on the take. It can't be any other way. It just can't be. You can't have fraud that out in the open that much where everybody can see it and nobody does anything about it. No, it's you don't have to be a Phi Beta Kappa to figure that one out. So anyway, then there's the protesters. These are white folks, and they look like white working folks. They don't look like they don't look like they're retirees from a nuclear science laboratory. I mean, I'm just saying. When you go out and run your cars at police officers and do the things they're going to do, been doing, that kind of self-explanatory. Now, the other thing is self-explanatory is if you're stupid enough to pick up a flashbang grenade and get your hand blown off, before you engage in that kind of activity, you probably ought to learn the difference between a gas canister and a flashbang grenade. Just saying. That goes along with carrying a gun to protest and having physical engagement with the law enforcement. I mean, people, it just doesn't get any dumber. So then, of course, I think it's obvious that probably why there's so many people protesting the ICE and the federal government coming in and cleaning house is that everybody is benefiting from that money. Somehow or another, they're all benefiting. That's why they're protesting. And the city is allowing it because they don't want anybody finding out what's been going on. No, So the more they protest, the more difficult it becomes for the feds to figure out what's going on and investigate. It's all a smoke screen. It's all a smoke screen. So uh, it's just amazing that you have that many people of that mindset in one place. And then, of course, they're bringing them in from other places as well. Then the next uh, just catastrophic event is going to happen in New Mexico when you got the New Mexico Attorney General telling people to arm themselves to protect themselves against ICE agents. I just don't know how smart. Uh, how do those people get those positions when they're that stupid? Uh, you probably noticed just now the change in my lighting. Uh, my filler lights, just the battery went dead in my filler lights. So it's probably time to end this video. But I just wanted to talk about that a little bit tonight, and also tell you that if you have little kids, if grandkids, great grandkids, little kids that you babysit or whatever, as a responsible adult, take the time to teach them right and wrong. Teach them that it's wrong to do these things, that they need to obey the laws. And if you can, and if you're not going to get everybody's feathers ruffled, you might want to teach them a little bit about God and Jesus Christ and respect for life and property. It's your responsibility as an adult to do that, if it's at all possible. So I'm going to wrap this up because my lighting just went out. So uh, uh, guys, have a good week, and I'll be looking forward to talking to you again soon. Good night.